Before we get going, I want to hijack my own show. Music inspires feelings like joy, compassion, rage, fear, empathy, and most of all, when music's really good, it can inspire artists to create. This video here is from BriLizy T. It has under 200 views. This simply isn't wrong, it's a sin. I've never seen the movie Anastasia, and after hearing this song, I'm terrified that if I watch this movie, that in no way it could possibly live up to the range of inspiration that I've managed to draw from watching this. I would play you a clip, but I don't wish to intrude on the artist, who has several amazing quality performances. To put this into perspective, my favorite part of the Brony is the analysis part. My favorite content creator of the analysis section of Brony is Anthony C. I would put BriLizy T above him. How this channel, let alone this video, hasn't lapped my channel 5 times over by now is a mystery. In short, please follow the annotation to this video here, or card, or link in the description. There is a real artist in need of a chance to be great, and if I can encourage even one of you to peak, I'd consider this time well spent. Dear OblivionFall, or AnonKPLeaks, I've attempted to comment on your latest video, and my comment was removed, so this is the good news, bad news. Doodle Dabble will tell you that I'm a bitter, petty little man when it comes to things like this. The good news is, I'm not really involved in the KP drama other than KP going to Toon Critic and unsuccessfully trying to get him to blackball me from the analysis community. And the truth was, I was fully prepared to watch your video, share it around, which I did, and just move the hell on. One of my peers alerted me shortly thereafter that my comment was gone. I couldn't help but feel that this was more of KP's micromanaging, but I could be wrong and often am. And yeah, no, I can intelligently or informedly talk about you. Boys, say hello to my little friend. This is Event HoriXZ0n. I'd love to tell him to stop, but hell, since I don't get to have a say in the matter, well, gee shucks, I guess it's just not my place. You guys are gonna be like 3 peas in a pod. Toodles!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with some reservation and a bit of mirth, I'd like to welcome back AnonKPLeaks.
Hey everyone, this is going to be a long video. I'm OblivionFall, as you might have already guessed, but with me I also have my good friend Sean. Say hi, Sean.
Hey everybody.
Listen up, class. Today for How to Get Your Ass Beat 101, we have 2 very special guests. You know, I didn't know 2 people could be individually worse than KP, but OblivionFall and Sean, I must offer you my sincerest congratulations. Speaking of which, hi, KP. It's my understanding that you believe you're doing really well, but there is one inescapable factor that you just keep forgetting.
Nobody likes you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nobody likes you.
Oh, that's music to my ears. One more time.
Shut the fuck up. Stop being a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. Nobody even wants you here.
So, before we continue on with the video, I do have a few insults to throw your way. Stop tweeting out licks of advice to appear motivational for attention. None of this means anything, it helps no one, and you look retarded. Secondly, you don't do any art, you're not an artist, you're not an editor, you're a poor excuse for an animator. So please, in the future, try not to flatter yourself so much. And thirdly, I know you're a bit excited, but if Seth is on your side, you're doing it wrong. I will have more, probably on my channel, coming your way. And when you stop acting like a cunt, I guess I will. Now to my lovely friends OblivionFall and Sean. Apparently you guys forgot that you were not the only people to work on Team KP. Hello, former member of Team KP here. I do not take kindly to being deceived. I was mad when KPLeaks lied about the copyright law. Admittedly my fault for just taking your guys' word for it. And I'm mad now. This is why, class, we don't lie. However, this video is just a goldmine of content to work with, so we're gonna take this as quick as possible while trying to cover all of the bases. Now to start off with, to be fair, this video was not primarily intended for defending KP. It was more of you guys ratting yourselves out, because apparently snitching's a habit with you two, even on yourselves. So I put together a compilation of clips, not taken out of context, mind you, from this video to highlight what such low quality people you two are.
I need to bring your attention to a 4chan post that made the rounds during this whole KP drama. This post basically tells the story of a guy who worked for KP a long time ago, who originally only planned to work for her for 2 weeks, but she forced him to stay and gave him all this work, blah, blah, blah. And he, witnessed all kinds of horrors, and he didn't enjoy himself, and he felt manipulated and all that stuff. And I'm here to tell you right now that that is false. The next post after that is actually one that I'm deeply ashamed of. I had the bright idea to look through old Skype recordings that I had laying around for when I first met KP, and lo and behold, I managed to find a Skype recording where KP was explaining the John Delancey animation to me for the very first time. I decided to take this file, edit out any clips where I spoke, and basically mix the audio around so it sounded like KP was stuttering to herself a lot. Now, it is true that all of these stutters were real, but the way it's presented, again, serves no purpose but to spread ridicule and to laugh at her expense. It's not productive to the conversation of helping her team get treated better. The only purpose it served was to make fun of her and encourage people to laugh at her expense.
What are you, fucking gay?
So, at around this time, I hadn't even contributed to any of the posts because I was kind of in the back seat, just kind of thinking, I don't know if posting any of this is a good idea. But then I got the idea, what if you took this video where KP addressed a family emergency that I had and made a joke out of it. This is technically information that was previously publicly available, so it's not like I'll be linking any dirt that was not public. So that was my justification for sending the video to him. And I was just like, let's post this and see how people react to it. And to my surprise, it was the video on the Twitter and probably just the post in general that blew up the most and had the most outcry. And even I will admit, at the time the video released, I wasn't even offended by the joke. I kind of just took it as a joke, even if it wasn't particularly tasteful. Jokes aren't always supposed to be tasteful. And I wasn't even really offended when it came out, but I just thought, oh, if we post this, people will get riled up about it, and that's fun.
I am the way your son don't need a gun to get respect on the street. Under the sun.
Congratulations, you did our job for us. You educated us on how not to brony. Y'all acknowledged this, apologized for it, and so we can all move on and go home, right? Well, obviously not. I'm not here to deliver happy endings. I have some problems with this video, problems that wear down your credibility, to be more specific.
And another aspect that I didn't really take into account until rather recently is that on top of all the work that the team members are having to do, there's something to be said for all the work that goes into managing those team members. I can't imagine it must be an easy job, because you have to make sure that everyone is on the same page with everything all the time. Everyone's keeping up to date with progress and is generally handing things in on time, all while trying to keep them happy and make them feel like they're in a positive working environment.
To my audience members here, sorry I let that clip play out for so long. If you just threw up your lunch, reach out to me by email and I'll compensate for your loss. Sean, my love.
Please consider the phone.
Kill yourself. Oh, sorry man, running a YouTube channel where I vector all of my own art, make EDM music, do all of my own editing, and even some sound design on a 6 to 7 year old business laptop that, and I quote, doesn't seem to care much about performance or good looks, has got me being a complete ass. But I know you're okay with that. That was called a fallacy, class. In order to defend KP's character, you're gonna need to get good at making those. I'm sorry, what? She's doing the job she gave herself? What part about telling people what to do so she can get thousands of views on YouTube is difficult again? You're acting as if it's her sick-ass leadership skills and wicked cool charisma that keeps everyone together. No, if you drop off, you get fired. If you don't come to meetings without telling her, you get a strike. That's a few clicks in a spreadsheet to keep track of. You know what's actually hard? Making a complete production by yourself. Try it sometime, guys. Then keep doing it. Get back to me. OblivionFall, now it's your turn.
A long time ago, who originally only planned to work for her for 2 weeks, but she forced him to stay and gave him all this work. That is false.
Are you sure about?
You said that is false. What is false? What is it exactly that you made up? Oh, the blatantly exaggerated parts. She lied.
They lied.
She said she didn't care. Yeah, I get that stuff was made up. But what about the rest of it, you sly devil? Are you telling me that you joined Team KP because you were a fan of her content and genuinely interested in being a part of the experience unpaid? Because I'll tell ya, the reason I joined is word for word of what you have there. Oh, you're telling me she doesn't have mandatory meetings? Don't get me wrong, I told her in a Skype call up front I have no problem with her 3-strike system. But my point here is, what? That's untrue? Did you really get exposure from working on her project? How many of my subs know me from Fluttershy's Baby? 1? If even? My channel isn't even linked in the description. Hell, a lot of people aren't linked. Even further, I don't even go by that name anymore. Actually, technically, I never even went by that name. I put an underscore between it because I thought it would help distinguish my name from that damn stupid movie. It didn't work, so that's why I'm XZO now. Hashtag Horizon Fun Facts for ya. You're welcome. Now, if you think I'm nitpicking you, you missed the point. Don't act like this is 100% lies, as if there's no truth to this. Don't get me wrong, you are a crooked liar, but even you can't mask the literal objective reality of this situation.
Not until I started hearing stories about a little project called Fluttershy's Baby. This was in a Skype group filled with plenty of voice actors. A lot of them were upset that the project that they had spent years working on was being released on an unknown channel with zero promotion, and then later they found out that there was a promo video that had been ready for months that was never posted. And it seemed like an outrage, you know, these people have worked so hard and their work's being shoved off to the side. Now recently, there actually has been some kind of explanation for why this happened. I think KP talked about it in the mailbag video that went up recently.
What was the reason? You didn't tell us. You said to go to the mailbag video, and I'm telling you I've tried at least 10 times to watch that video all the way through, but I'm legitimately having trouble not throwing up. I tried really hard to find the reason, but I guess I kept skipping it by accident. I don't know, didn't you guys watch the video? What was the reason she didn't post it?
This one is the most misleading, and it is deliberately misleading, and I knew it was misleading at the time I put it together. A long story short, T-Bat made a video basically making fun of, you know, KP's advertisement campaign that she put together for her Let's Go and Meet John Delancey video 2 years ago. She asked all of the analysts to make videos helping promote her animation, and a lot of them did, but T-Bat decided to go an extra mile and make, you know, a good bit of satire, and it's legitimately a great video. And when this video came out, KP posted it in the chat and she was like, oh my god, guys. It was playful and she was basically having a laugh. And I knew from other posts that came in that Skype conversation that she really did enjoy the video. So when I put these comments side by side, you have one comment where it says, hey, fuck you T-Bat, and another comment that's basically praising them. Out of context, it looks like she's being completely two-faced. But I knew, at the moment I edited that she was joking when she said lol fuck you T-Bat, because I had seen the full conversation in this Skype group and I decided not to show it.
What is the full context of this conversation? If it was taken out of context, why did KP not mention it was taken out of context? Are you lying? Clearly you're both capable. I can't prove that you're lying, and if you want to dig up those conversations to school me, I'll be more than happy with that. So in case you haven't gotten the pattern yet, you allegedly made an account called AnonKPLeaks to leak information about KP. Because this was anonymous, we, as viewers, were forced to take your word on it. You're saying most of those were lies, but you're not showing us how they're lies. You want us to take your word for it. Fool me once, shame on you, and shame you get. Fool me twice, I'll kill myself. Where's the evidence? Why didn't KP solve this earlier if she was really innocent? If you're gonna respond to this video, you better do it correctly, because I'll be back. Good luck!
This is how you eat a Big Mac, nigga.
Dear Sethisto, Mr. I don't do drama. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not pulling the Lily Peep. When you decided to cover Magpie, getting her false strike, and decided to side with Minty Root, when he false flagged me, I let you off the hook. Because, well, hell, Magpie is a swell girl, even though a false flag is a false flag, and I should have been given equal consideration. You're a loathsome starfucker, but I can't lay that habit entirely on yours or EQD's feet. The we don't do drama. Here's a video that originally had roughly 500 views. I know because I pushed it myself. And it's not as if this video got a spot in the Nightly Roundup, it got a feature. You also gave OblivionFall's illegal upload from Boggsy's video a spot on your channel, re-uploaded in its entirety with 0 alterations. There is literally no way of calling this re-upload fair use. This is against YouTube's terms of service and your arbitrary rules of 0 drama on Equestria Daily. When I attempted to alert you to this on your channel promoting this video, that the Boggsy re-upload was breaking the TOS, that's the terms of service on YouTube, you removed my comment on your channel. Let's call this what this is. A sad little man with a site that's slowly slipping into obscurity, tossing his principles aside to get hits, that's not interested in addressing any level of inconsistency. Jesus, when did Sophisto become Lily Pete? In case you didn't have it painfully spelled out for you, this is not how you brony. And just because you're a pussy about politics and your channel doesn't make you right. Also, Seth, why did you put up a video with a bunch of drama llamas with a bunch of unsubstantiated facts? Because it sounded good? Christ! It's just like when you featured Theory Brony's Trixie video, even though his channel has been hacked. Oh, you and I aren't all that unalike. You're not so concerned with the means, just the ends. Ta-ta! I wanted to come back to something. Dear Silverquill,
2016 has been a rough go. Even ignoring the political scene, the world just seems harsher. People are angry at one another, don't trust each other. And even in the brony community, I've gotten the sense that we're burying our fangs at one another more than anything.
In one of the old versions of the Titanic, I forget which one, I think it was the black and white one, there's a gentleman on the boat saying, "I think we need to wait for everything to calm and quiet down." To which Molly Brown made the remark, "You mean let everyone drown? You're that guy on the boat who's nice and comfy, lots of leg space, bundled up, warm and safe. And what's making you uncomfortable is all those gosh darn kids splashing around. Heavens to Betsy, Silver. Some of that cold water might get on you. Oh my gosh. Golly gee, Silver. Might get inconvenienced." You see, Silver, even when we were on good terms, whenever I talked about you, I lamented that you went out of your way to entertain first and occasionally sneak in a fig Newton worth of insight into your body of work. Before the brony fandom was a man who had the full potential to entertain and teach. And I always politely lamented, I wish you could have focused a little bit more on something to say, other than being just a whoopee cushion. And the fact that you went in the opposite direction is fine. I want to put this into a deeper perspective so a grander following of fans can truly know what I'm talking about. Once again, I'm going to turn to Jim Cornette from his show, The Jim Cornette Experience, where he brought up an individual called Kenny Omega, who's known for wrestling 9-year-old girls and performing video game moves on blow-up dolls. This is Jim's response to that affair. And that's basically how I could sum up how I feel about Silver Quilted.
I don't give a fuck whether Kenny Omega discovers a cure for fucking cancer. Let me put a fucking period on this goddamn sentence. He had a fucking match with a fucking 9-year-old girl and a fucking blow-up doll in front of fucking fans that bought fucking tickets in public that lives on the fucking internet on video. He doesn't deserve to be in this business. He deserved to have been blackballed and had his ass fucking kicked by anybody who had a lick of goddamn respect for this fucking profession. Kenny Omega can suck my big fat white fucking dick because it's a goddamn abortion and a disgrace that he is allowed still to headline in this fucking profession, which would have never happened before 20 years ago when everything went fucking south. He would have had his ass beat and he would have been thrown in a fucking ditch for what he did, exposing the business in front of fucking people. He has no self-respect. He has no goddamn whatsoever, no respect for the fucking profession that he is in. I don't know if he has any fucking talent for anything else, but he should, because he needs to find another fucking line of work. Fuck you, Kenny Omega, for fucking exposing the business and making it look like a goddamn joke. God damn, how many times do I have to say this before people understand it? It doesn't matter what he does now. It's what he has done. He should never be allowed in a wrestling ring again for a responsible fucking wrestling promotion. I have said this, and I would like this to be the end of this.
I think it's cringy and an embarrassment to brony analysis. Forget the brony analysis part. I think it's an embarrassment to brony. You're shaking a goddamn plushie at the fucking screen. But that's not the worst part. I feel like the only person who's here to point out that the Emperor is strutting around buck naked And no one else sees this. Here's the real kick in the teeth. You're telling people with legit fucking problems to be quiet. You're hinting at it. You're alluding to it because, oh my goddamn, we sure wouldn't want to inconvince the balding, fat buffoon who's waving around a cocksock for $500 a month. Jesus Christ, would you kindly unfuck yourself? Thank you.
And you might be surprised to hear me say this, but even people like Lightning Bliss, who even though they have their own problems, like some people can't take their criticism for shit, or some people just can't deal with negativity whatsoever, or lie to other people, or any shit like that, they still try to stay true to themselves.
Dear Pokey, remember when I said those people you listed off as being true to themselves would want nothing to do with you? Well, but boy! Boys and girls, it's lightning bliss time. I'm not shocked that someone showed up, but by the way, I know you took down your video, but it's like I told Scorcher and Pete. The blood stays on the blade, Poke. Enjoy!
Pokebrony quotes? Even with Lightning Bliss, who can't take criticism for shit, who lies to people. Oh, Sonny, Sonny boy. You really are one to talk, Pokey. You see, before I blocked your flank, you were an overbearing, negative Nancy, as my father used to put it, who most of the time had next to nothing positive to say, at least when I'm around. And I'm pretty sure it was because you were so butthurt over the TF2 project that you couldn't get off the ground, and Doc and Josh beat you to it. Not our fault their idea came out before yours, or the fact that I was happy to become the editor and one of the Blue Team members. By the way, buddy, if you're reading this, I'm pretty sure I bring some entertainment to the series because one of the most popular vids on Doc's channel is my OC introduction. So put that in your horn and blow it, mister. I don't get why you're on the team, Bliss. You aren't even that funny. Yeah, to hell with you, sir. However, when I called you out on your negative Nancing, it was after the fact. You quote-unquote accused Golden Fox for not being original in his new channel introduction, coming off as rude with next to no constructive criticism. At that point, I had it with your attitude and called you out. Your excuse? I mean, God, Blissy, I was just joking. Really now? Because Golden didn't think you were joking, and I don't believe others thought you were joking either. But when I showed up on the old Rift Cafe, you had the gall to announce, "Don't talk about anything negative in front of Lightning Bliss, she'll flip out." Yeah, and since both you and British Brony were there at the time, the mods didn't do anything about it. I left and I blocked you, simple as that. I didn't want to have to put up with you or him any longer. But that wasn't good enough for you. You had to go and drag Wolf King on DA and yourself to make me reconsider my thoughts about you. But I told you to leave me alone. But just the cherry on top, a punk 16-year-old told a 27-year-old to grow up and act like an adult because I didn't want to speak with you anymore. Clearly, you need to eat your own words here. An adult would learn to accept a breakup and move on. A mature adult would accept when they aren't wanted and find love elsewhere. But you didn't. Now look at you. Buddy, you do not tell someone who's been on this planet longer than you to grow up. Especially when I blocked you quietly on Skype and DA, not making a fuss about it, until now. I didn't get my friends involved in our business either. It was supposed to be calm and quiet. Learn to take the hit sort of thing, but you didn't do that. Big surprise. I didn't want to be friends with you because you're a jerk. Simple as that. You, sir, are the one who needs to grow up and learn to move on, because in the real world, this BS is called stalking and harassment, and I would gladly throw you to the police if you were a native. Get over yourself, and good day, Mr. Pokebrony.
Here is an ultra-fast, condensed version. First, for those of you with attention deficit disorder. I have it too, no one's picking on you. To call these matters equally bad is to ignore the fundamental difference between both sides. Is it reasonable to say matters of race, gender, and basic rights are important, if not essential? Well, duh. On the other hand, there is the matters of economy. I know it's not sexy or flashy as the pre-forementioned issues, but it's something we're going to have to get to eventually. Now, I'm not going to suggest I think the annoying orange here is going to fix that issue, but those are legit concerns. Our conservatives, by and large, frustrating to talk to? Have they carried themselves well in this post-sensitive election? Yes, they are frustrating, and no, they have not made a good account of themselves. Ignoring the entirety of what made up half of the voting mass is folly. Ignoring some of the serious concerns may well have potentially put the United States where it is now. Are these things the same? Of course not. That's something someone not paying attention or being lazy to properly explain what's going on. Great video, by the way, but that's a bare bones minimalistic response, and we gotta stretch this bitch out in a 20 minutes minimal. I'm going to take two extremes side by side and explain to you why they're both really trying hard to jerk you around with varying degrees of bullshit on what may well have been well-intentioned. First is Lily Pete, because of course it is.
Things I criticize. You ever hear the phrase, the ends justify the means? It's a common stock phrase referring to the concept of consequentialism, meaning that if a goal is morally important enough, any method of achieving it is acceptable. It's become something of a cliche among badly written Hitler analogies because writing complex villains is hard. It's an extremist point of view. At least it is among people who know what extremism actually is. I bring this up because in recent years I've started to see a strange polar shift in this philosophy. The ends justify the means is extreme, but there's an equally extreme mindset, especially online, to strip situations of their ends entirely and focus only on the means. This is the only explanation I can think of for why a group like Black Lives Matter, a movement protesting and being angry at the fact that the police can literally get away with murder, would find itself being labeled just as bad as the Ku Klux Klan.
And this is a wonderful place to come in. Outside of that one friend in the group potentially being dumb enough to make the analogy, and I'll say it again, within the realm of making the accusation, not that they did, your average individual doesn't think that Black Lives Matter is the same thing as the KKK. Black Lives Matter does have some serious issues that could and should have been addressed, even glossed over, but instead Lily Pete referenced them as if she were the I Love Kim Possible a lot of Tumblr and moved on. Look guys, I said something hip and relevant. I'm going to shake a brand new bauble in front of all of you and pray like hell I barely addressed why I pulled it out in the first place. Well, what pulling it out had to do with the issue at all? Now for some balance and perspective, this isn't an issue simply for the liberal left, of coming off heavy-handed into a discussion claiming to be the sane part of said discussion. This is razor fist in many ways that I would consider Lily's conservative polar opposite. It's heavy-handed bullshit just in the opposite direction. The purpose of this practice class is, 1, it's easy to disagree with someone when they're feeding you bullcrap. It's a lot harder when that bullcrap is shit you want to hear.
Look, whether you're a perma-pissed Republican seething beneath the yoke of 8 years of Obama obliviousness or a jilted former leftist supporter, I think we can all agree the one complaint we share in common is the man seems completely detached from the travails of the act.
Now, hear me out. Whether you agree or not with Razzy, you're missing the point. Razor Fist's head is so far up his ass, the mere idea that someone would still side with Obama is without comprehension. Forget being wrong, the lack of giving it an inclusion sounds like he doesn't believe it exists. I could spend all day making arguments to the contrary, but I would imagine most of you who didn't vote for Trump, which would make up damn near half the nation, something Razzy and Lily do, just in opposite directions, is fucking beyond unreasonable at best and batshit sane at worst. Let's continue back to Tumblr over here.
On white people, or why I, a very left-leaning woman with zero tolerance for anti-LGBT or anti-social equality rhetoric, often finds herself being compared as the same as American white nationalists. You're probably familiar with horseshoe theory, the philosophy that the far left and the far right are actually the same as opposed to the vastly different political center, an attitude held by South Park's "you kids get off my lawn" approach to social issues and politics. The problem with horseshoe theory is that it only works if you strip all the context and nuance out of a situation, where you only look at two people fighting and don't stop to think about what they're fighting over. The problem with that approach is that those details are extremely important. Someone on the far left wants complete marriage equality, they don't want unchecked gun sales, and they want the ability to terminate a pregnancy for whatever reason. Someone on the far right wants to uphold the supposed sanctity of marriage, wants guns freely distributed, and wants women with unwanted pregnancies.
I myself am a dirty, filthy liberal. I was born that way, and one day I'll die that way. When I hear a Jim Cornette or a Movie Bob talk about southern dumb fucks pining for a role that never existed, it's very self-gratifying to believe that your opposition will fade into being obsolete. The problem with that theory is I'm 37 and I've seen enough elections in my lifetime come and go and studied far more to see that's just not true. There's an ebb and flow between Democrat and Republican that goes back and forth. And in 4 to 8 years from now, no matter how Trump does, the American people are fickle. They'll just waffle the other way back. Bill Clinton balanced the very budget that Donald Trump supporters are so up in arms about and brought the American economy back from the crippling debt that Reagan stuck the American people with. What did the American people do after those 8 years that will likely never be achieved in my lifetime ever again? They hired George W. Bush. Now, the truth is, that's a horrible example to get my point across, that people who voted for Trump have legit concerns and real-life issues that should be on par with the LGBT, racial, or environmental issues, because the economy is important. But these are the same voters who originally fucked the economy away. See, even I'm having trouble not getting sucked in. It's really hard to find a common middle ground. One might even argue impossible. It's a continual cycle of keeping us apart that made the final election between Hillary and Donald Trump possible in the first place. These are both bad choices. It's why Hillary ran against Obama, and we the people said pass and no thank you. Now, we have the moral indignation to turn to the Republicans now and go, well, why didn't you guys let us have Hillary when we didn't even want Hillary? Enough of that. Back to Hot Topic Guy.
The man now even argues if the election were held tomorrow, he would be elected to a third term. Look at that face, folks. That's the look of a man who subsisted in a fairy fuck bubble for 8 years, compulsorily shielded from even the slightest displeasure by slavering sycophants of the media and your own administration, and who has, for the first time in nearly a decade, been forced to confront at last an opposing view he was powerless to override.
Forget having your head up your own ass. There's literally no way to prove that Obama wouldn't win a third term if it were legally viable. That the media brainwashed people to like Obama as if we were all brain-dead sheep, but for whatever reason we just woke inexplicably up for Trump? Are you fucking retarded? Has that Trent Reznor knockoff mascara seeped into your skin and gone into your bloodstream and infected your brain? Razzy, I'm gonna tell you something that might get me burnt at the stake. If Obama had run against Bush, barring that 2-term rule, if there was no 2-term rule, there's no hard and fast rule that Obama would have won. It's rather hard to come over an incumbent president. If John McCain wasn't saddled with a fucking retard, who knows what would have happened? One more time, back to Tumblrland.
They're complete opposites of each other. The reason they're fighting is because they're diametrically opposed to one another. All political parties are defined by their policies, their stance on the issues. That's what makes the Liberal Party, the Conservative Party, and the New Democratic Party so vastly different from one another. It's what separates the Democrats from the Republicans and what separates both of them from the Libertarians and the Green Party. You can't reliably say that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are exactly the same because they represent different groups with different ideas and different priorities. They have different ends. The ends justify the means is often criticized for being a cheap justification for one's terrible behavior, but to be honest, I've never really been one to get alarmed when people use it, because when the phrase is uttered, it inherently shifts the discussion to one's ends. What are your goals? Are they going to work? Does this really?
Well, I'm not going to drop this all on Lily. Did it really work? As of writing this script, and likely recording it, Donald Trump is not in office. Donald Trump has never been in office. Ever. His political stances, if anything, share more in common with the Democratic Party, which is part of the reason why the Republicans aren't all that thrilled with the man. Let me be clear here. If Donald Trump died tomorrow, I would be happy. I think he's an annoying prick. But with all that said, as far as being able to do the job of the President of the United States, we're stuck in speculation land, something that I'm more sick of than anything else. I'm going to forego Lily Pete's Fallout example because it's not relevant to the subject at hand. Both of these people I just showed you are trying really hard to project their frustration and anger in the hopes you empathize enough with what they're saying to just shut up and agree. Now,
detail generally aren't looking to learn more about a given subject, and when a fight erupts, whether it be between political parties, religious groups, fandoms, whatever, the easiest judgment to make is to say both sides are at fault because it doesn't require any work. It's a knee-jerk phrase that sounds neutral, and that's what some people think wisdom is. Understanding why two groups of people are fighting in the first place would take a level of effort that they're unwilling to invest, either because they think they already know what the problem is all about, or because they're one of those insufferable people who hate fighting, reflexively label it as drama, and don't bother to engage with it, but they just have to have their say on the matter regardless, because heaven forbid an opinion go unexpressed for 5 seconds.
I don't want to disagree with this, but you'll have to forgive me if I drop off Razzy at this point on, because these two sides aren't the same. One's so pissed off at the past that they've convinced themselves the best days are ahead, and one is so furious at the present that it's all doom and gloom from this point on. So let's talk about why these two are similar. neither of these sides in 100 years are going to come out and admit they're wrong. Donald Trump said he's not touching same-sex marriages. Is Donald Trump a bigoted, misogynistic white man in the White House? Yeah, because America's never had to survive that. If Trump ultimately turns into a lemon, just imagine, the first words out of Razzy's mouth will be blah 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 Hillary, blah 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 Obama. Which is funny, when Obama was in office, no one brought up McCain. So many people like Razorfist will hide behind any perceived female with any sort of authority whatsoever as a national crisis. But it's not as if Hillary Clinton had any earthly fucking business in power in the first place. It's done, the cake's been cut, she's never going to be relevant again, and I bet in 6 months from now, Razzy will be wielding Hillary's name out there whenever Donald Trump fucks up. I'm expecting much the same out of the Sargons and the Shoe-on Heads and the rest of the piss-poor side of the commentary community that forgot its sense of humor.
For 5 seconds. Here's a clip of Silverquill demonstrating this attitude.
2016 has been a rough go. Even ignoring the political scene, the world just seems harsher. People are angry at one another, don't trust each other. And even in the Brony community, I've gotten the sense that we're burying our fangs at one another more than anything.
I don't mean to rag on Silver, he's a pretty smart guy, but what he fails to realize is that you're not supposed to ignore the political scene.
I do mean to rag on Silver. You know what, Lily, you're right. But the problem is, Silver is because of his success giving a fair and honest opinion, God forbid, would piss people off. And that would cut into that sweet, sweet Patreon money. Or at least that $450 that he still owes Zakizma for artwork he never delivered. I find it funny that Silverquill talked about all the drama in the community, weighing him down when we were cool, and he never told me to cool it once. ANY did that all the time, so much so that I feel comfortable calling him the mom of the Brony community. What made Silverquill get sick of drama? When I said wiggling a plushie was tacky and cringy, and suddenly, drama got to be too much! Like, it's not that I don't understand if you can get stupid people to give you hundreds of dollars for shaking your wrist and jerking off in their faces. Hey, more power to you. But if anything, that would mean Silver has more in common with, say, the Amazing Atheist or Jesse Wood than, say, anyone else in this fandom. Hey, Lily, remember that one video where Silver called you a weirdo with gender identity issues? Here, let's play that clip.
Oh, great. Another jab from the internet, and he is that dude using a female OC?
Yep.
Always with the gender identity issues. Why do you keep attracting these guys?
See, Lily, I have no problem unguidedly calling you her, even though you piss me off massively. I don't think Lily is a transgendered woman, I just think of her as a woman, just as I would think of Purple Tinker as a woman, or MDXLR from the commentary community, or DukeFan86 from the commentary community. Because the difference in asking me to switch from him to her isn't asking a lot, and secretly, deep down inside, Silverquill thinks you're a dude, a weird dude with gender identity issues. See, Lily thinks that she wants to hear the truth from Silverquill. Believe me, she doesn't.
If you want to talk shit about safe spaces, you have to deny the reality of post-traumatic stress disorder and even the more mundane reality of mental fatigue.
I went to college for more years than I want to admit. We had safe spaces. They were called bars. When testing got to be too hard or the anxiety of getting papers done, I ordered a double cheeseburger with a Long Island iced tea, and believe me, if one Long Island didn't make me feel safe, the second one did. In my lifetime in college, I have never experienced a gathering of a bigger bunch of candy asses that would faint at any racial obscenity, but none of those people ever needed a real quote-unquote safe space that didn't offer spirits to adults.
Self-support. Politics is often treated as a joke by a lot of people on the internet, but in reality, it's an important aspect of our everyday life. As much as the internet hates this term, there is no greater sign of how privileged you are than when you have the luxury of treating the single most important aspect of our very society as if it's a big joke or it doesn't matter.
Jesse Wood. Burning donut. Sorry, damn cough. Damn, this thing is really going around. Actually, the Burning Donut, for as long as I can remember, has been on the verge of being homeless and being a bum, and he treats politics like it doesn't matter. In fact, many bums do that. It's why I look down my nose at them. It's why I openly look down my nose at the Burning Donut. But you know what I wouldn't call the Burning Donut? Privileged. Nice fucking watch, Trey. I want to back up the truck here. Lily talks a big game about making hard and difficult decisions, and talking about being entertained in The Last Airbender when the main protagonist had to make a hard decision but sadly copped out. So let me toss an impossible decision at you for your amusement. Here's a link to a document called Reverend Death on the YouTube channel called Real Stories. The video is on a man who assists suicide not for the terminally ill, but for the chronically depressed.
Oh, what? Do you want me to cry? Should I cry for you?
I think it's safe to assume that many of us, including yourself, have had some pretty dark times, and it's easy to empathize being in a dark place where things feel like they're never going to get better. On the other hand, it's safe and easy to say, you can't give in to depression because you can't tell me beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is no way to make you feel better. But we really can't know that for sure. And saying that is just the safe answer. Would it really make you a terrible person to flinch and turn away?
I think it's the reason I'm placed on this planet.
And avoid not wanting to deal with such a delicate topic in such a lackadaisical manner? There are horrible and difficult choices in life that aren't clear and cut, and there isn't exactly a right or wrong option. Now, granted, Josh Scorcher avoids all these because he's a spineless weasel. Oh my god, I might lose my subs if I said something unpopular I fucking believed in without tempering myself first. But to the opposite side of that perspective, you can't expect someone to strike out with reckless abandon. Life's hard, and you're not nearly as right as you think you are, Lily. Thank you, fuck you, bye. Hey, my Jesus, not come in.
Oh, he better. This is gonna be good.
Calm down, breathe. No, maybe.
Eggman. Nice.
Oh, did he get in?
No, it's Toon.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just me.
No, you're gonna want to be here if I can get this guy. So anyways, I was minding my own business, and somebody on DA is like, hey, what do you think of this video here? And I was like, oh, it's some Anti-Brony video. And the guy's like, oh, fucking, so we're talking, we made a little fun of Minty, and he couldn't fucking take it. I'm like, wait a minute, you ain't Minty Root? He casa sukasa bro hoop, or MRA fist, or whatever the fuck you faggots believe in. I believe we can do business. Hey, send me your fucking Skype immediately.
What the This is the biggest Skype call I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, you haven't seen PFC in its fucking full-blown fucking glory, buddy.
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
big.
See, that's well, I was listening to your friend's thing. He's like, we have 150 subs. What do you think we can do? I was like, oh, it's not the size of the subs. It's usually the dedicated, the super spurgy, ultra fucking hardcore fans that are the pain in the ass ones, which the PFC had in droves, which is at Minty Root's fucking beck and disposal. Toon had to shut off his comments for a bit to get them to fuck off. It's usually about the same 10 or 20 faggots.
Honestly,
I've never had
trust
to
me,
do that.
Well,
I'm on my notifications right now, and all you could see is just butthurt Minty supporter after butthurt fucking Minty supporter.
Did you
And
see
a
anybody
couple of
from
them-
Harper Rados would be the guy's name? You'd have to dig through it.
Harper Raider? Probably. I'm gonna look for it now. There was people like, in fact, I'll just read out a couple. What the
No, I'm
fuck
looking
is
through
wrong
it
with
now.
you sick bastards? There's one. Don't worry, I reported you. There's another one. Oh, this one's fucking brilliant. This is this guy is just an utter fucking idiot. He's called Bear Grizz. To be fair, I'm not going to talk that much shit about him because I'm about to go on Skype and sort it out with him. He is a cunt. He was a cunt.
Jesus.
He was, if I had the chance, I'd fucking drop you. The moment you made this page, the moment you started it. Literally, every single tweet he sends at me is threatening to kill me and everything.
Who's this?
This is the Minty supporter that they were talking to him. Yeah, that's Toon in there in the call. What do you think of that? Yes, sir. Do you know who Minty hangs out with? The Horse Anal Rape podcast.
Is it true?
Oh no.
Oh,
Is all
yes,
this
sir.
pedophile? Is all this pedophile shit like for real?
About him? Like, what do you mean? What do you
About
know?
Minty. About Minty, like the fact that he was in a call with like a 14-year-old girl.
That
okay.
was turned out to be fake.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happened with that. Some 14-year-old, I think, was trying to get in here and be cool and shit, and he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? I do my series that covers really fucked up things every other week. You know what? It's a busy Christmas week. And they're like, no, you should put one out Christmas edition style. And I'm like, for this, I'm gonna wait. And then, 2 days later, they're like, no, it's bullshit. He was just trying to, get some friends. I'm like, ugh.
I'm
mean,
so
nothing but-
glad.
nothing-
I'm so
yeah.
glad I didn't post that on Twitter. Then, Jesus Christ, I was about to attack him so much over that.
Oh, believe me, like that would have been like second Christmas just to be able to prove that. Like, oh,
Minty is a paedophile. That would have been perfect for me.
oh, this is Drake Vagabond. He's the editor of Josh Scorcher. And he's like, I have a personality. Yeah, you're Josh Scorcher's editor, you are. It's all you're ever gonna be.
God. What's up now?
There's a guy who's boofing with the root of the problem, the Minty problem.
We got everyone in our chat to spam hashtag Minty lie. Where everyone keeps saying that. It's brilliant.
Hey, you wouldn't be a video game fan, you guy, would you? Scrambled eggs.
Pardon?
You wouldn't be a video game fan, would you?
A video game fan?
Yeah.
Admittedly, I haven't played a game in about fucking 3-4 weeks. I've just been,
okay.
3 months or something.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to be playing Game of War, but this one player keeps kicking my ass.
Oh, what, Legends 27? Fucking Christ.
So, just to put this into perspective, you guys wrote a dingy fanfic, which I guess, for your average cinnamon roll, I could understand. But Minty Root, the point of the Pony Fuckcast was about dingy, disgusting, disturbing fanfiction. That was the whole point. We were sitting in a call one night, founder of the thing read off a really fucked up fanfiction, and all of a sudden we all realized that everyone had stopped talking to listen. And I was like, oh my god, Sheldon, you could be the Larry Flint of the Brony fandom. And he's like, I'm not sure I want that. You could be that disgusting guy everyone hates, but will be popular. And he's like, yeah? I'm like, yeah, do it. And I'm surprised he didn't go, why don't you do it? I'm like, fuck no, I ain't doing that queer bullshit. Anyways,
Trust me, Minty takes it seriously. Minty took our thing way too seriously. To the point where he went around telling all these big YouTubers I wanted to rape him in real life. That's the reason he got people like Little Shy, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. He's like got a Pokemon profile picture, but he's like a big animator, along with Pymations as well. But we managed. Yeah, that's it. But we managed to change Pymation's mind and get him to actually come onto our side. And we got a bunch of people. He got a bunch of people just to attack us, just feeding them bullshit that we're harassing him and that we actually want to rape him.
I was briefly on the other side for a moment.
Yeah.
For a moment.
Dude, if this goes well, will you accept this as your Christmas gift?
I mean, Christmas. I'm always up for a belated Christmas gift. You know, the whole thing with Minty, I've just completely forgotten it. But every once in a while, I get a Tumblr message or a YouTube comment or saying, "You sick fuck, how can you?" And I'm just like, I still get them. You know, the whole issue is done. It's done with. But every once in a while, I get somebody that says, "Are you that guy who did such and such? Fuck you, man. You're disgusting." And I'm like,
you know what? For anyone listening to this podcast, we want a picture of Minty sitting there stroking his plushie, crying and holding it in a corner. Don't worry, I won't let Toon Critic anywhere near you.
God,
I'm imagining Toon like that one dog from fucking Family Guy. Yeah, I humped him and he liked it. Did he?
It was a stupid mistake. I apologized for it, and I made a joke out of it, but he's too much of a fucking cinnamon roll to even understand that. And I'm like, well, you know what? Fine. I understand that. You know, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I had my fun.
You'll never be done explaining this, man. Toon's still dealing with this from like a year ago. You'll never be done explaining.
I proposed an idea earlier. It was we are number one, but every one is replaced with Minty being a manipulating cunt.
You know what? I think I might just call this the Minty Sucks podcast.
Let's create that.
Classic.
Minty Sucks podcast. Oh yeah, and then this fucking Gen Slay person jumps in. Rape is nothing to joke about. Only childish, ignorant people make rape jokes.
And George Carlin.
Yeah.
What would you know about comedy?
Keyword joke though. Like, I mean, all these people don't understand that it was a joke. I didn't actually want to rape Minty.
It was a fan fiction. Leave it there.
Yeah, it was a fan
who
fiction.
wants to fucking rape Minty anyways?
It was read by someone called P-Unit, another Anti-Brony channel. It was read by someone called P-Unit. And when it's read by someone that does fucking communist Anti-Brony rap, that's when you know that it's not serious at all. I mean, and this went on for a good God knows how many days. Are you getting shit? Oh yeah. Are you getting shit from someone called Johnny Cell Productions?
No.
No.
Or have you ever got shit? I'm just gonna, I'm just looking through our list to try and find someone that you might recognize, but...
What other people do you hit so I can make some suggestions?
Well.
Let me steer you in the right direction, friend. Yes. Keep you away from my people.
Actually, before we get to that, I'm just a little confused in this whole situation. So, let me see if I understand this. So you, Mr. Scrambled Eggs, sir, you made some sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. Scrambled eggs. Okay.
Just call me ABSF. There you go.
ABSF. Okay. I'll just call you Eggy. Fuck it.
Yeah. Fuck it, Eggy.
So you made some sort of thing against Minty Root, something about like what was a rap song about rape or something.
Yeah, it was a community project. All our fans and a live stream. We made like a fucking rap about rape, but it wasn't actually like serious or anything.
And it was all a joke and shit, but he took it too seriously, so he retaliated by attacking you in response, and now we're here.
Yeah, he asked me to delete the video, so I deleted the video in the comments.
Dude, same! I still have my video up, and I'm not fucking taking that down for anything.
Yeah, so, but me being me, I thought, do you know what, I'm a 150 sub channel, I'm not going to survive against Minty Root, and I still want this channel to grow, and have unlimited growth, so I took the video down, or put it on private in case he tries to pull like a fucking sly trick on me, and so I put it on private.
I wanted to say...
He then takes to Twitter and starts to complain about it, like, oh, there's a group that made a joke about raping my OC. Before I know it, within 10 minutes of him posting that, I've got people on my channel spam disliking my videos. I think I had like 30 dislikes on one video, and being a 150 sub channel, that isn't particularly good. So I had to turn off ratings.
Let me leave you a little secret there. The downvotes about it just as good as the upvotes. They just look terrible. It does kind of move you around in the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
You want to downvote instead of anything, but it does screw with you mentally to see that much hate on you. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I had people that came over in the comments calling us sick and saying that we should like kill ourselves and we're scum of the earth and shit, which is kind of contradictory, but
yeah,
and it just went on for ages. So I messaged Minty and everything, and he told us that we deserved it practically, just to cut to the point, because this was about 15-minute conversation between him and
Why didn't you relist the video the minute that shit kept happening? I would have.
Yeah, I was gonna, but the problem is Kit kept trying to re-upload it. My partner Kit, who I actually shouldn't be here without, but fuck it. He was gonna relist the video, and I wasn't prepared for that shit because it's like finals and everything, so I was just like, do you know what, just keep the video down. And he posted it again, so after about 4 times of us just reposting and taking it down, I just decided to delete it permanently. And I still
have a copy of it?
Yeah, I had a copy of it. And so then Minty took to Twitter again, and this went on for days and days, and after he posted it on Twitter, we posted as well, and his fans just shit on us completely. Like, I mean, I remember I tried to get to sleep that night, but I couldn't because every 10 seconds my phone would just be lighting up and beeping and shit, and I'd look on my phone and it would be a message telling me to kill myself or something. So
okay, see, that's just fucked up, dude. Like, you made a thing about just a goofy-ass rape song. All I did was fucking mock where he came from. Like, you notice the varying degrees of extreme here. I mean, like, this is insane. You shouldn't use your fan base to, like, tell people to go kill themselves. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let me explain.
Especially when you're a YouTuber his size. Like...
Hold it. Let me explain on Toon's behalf. This is about cultural respect, and you know what? In Chicago, we just make fun of the French. It's just something we do. Nothing personal.
Okay, I have to say this right now. Minty Root is the embodiment of the word #triggered.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, here's that video that fucking pissed off Minty.
And you know what? Here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about it. People keep
Minty.
Assuming that I made this. First off, I don't have the fucking animation.
Don't you dare tell them who did that.
I'm not telling who did it, but I'm just gonna say that
was
I
the
didn't
editor.
do it.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
All I did was someone wanted a channel for this video to be on, and I decided, hey, why the fuck not? Let's have some fun. And then I just never heard the end of it.
Oh.
Wait, is Minty French?
He's French-Canadian, but he's still French.
He's a French-Canadian croissant.
Dude, here's the thing. If someone insults Chicago, like me and Anthony will just look at each other and be like, so, who gives a fuck? Like, really, it's Chicago.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I could handle no-life New Yorker talking shit about Chicago. Fuck that shit.
Once again, Minty Root, the embodiment of the word triggered.
I'm sorry, Anthony. You were starting to say something about who you would suggest. I'm sorry, I derailed the conversation.
What? No, it's cool.
You were talking about like who? Let me direct you to some people or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. Like if they're looking to screw with people, Corporal Brony.
Oh god.
Limited channel. You'll never see the end of it. That is the most obnoxious.
Here's part of the reason why I made that video In fact, he was the full reason why I made that video, the joke about it, because it was meant to play a parody of him. Basically, Minty, apparently, his video was in taste, and I was raping his pony Sona, he told me. His pony fucking Sona. I never even knew that existed before this whole situation blew up.
If you're not familiar with the furry community, all that shit sounds really embarrassing.
Oh no, I knew what a furry Sona was, but I didn't think a pony Sona existed.
I guess you could say I'm in the furry community, but that just made my head explode a little.
Honestly.
Put yourself in the menu. We're having a nice gentleman over here to attack other people.
You're roboted on my end.
Yeah, that robot on my end as well.
Ah, good. I was gonna have to edit that out anyways.
So you wanted to ask me something just then, and then it got steered towards us shitting on Minty Root still.
I don't know. Podcast eventually. I guess this could work.
Like, see, here's the thing. Like, maybe with all the shit that goes down, you shouldn't abuse that sort of power, but like telling your fans to like, you know, do that sort of thing. Like me, if I just told my friends on a live stream, hey, let's go to like such and such and do hashtag like as a joke or whatever, not like something like rape or kill or something, that's fine. But if you tell someone, hey, I'm on a live stream right now, I'm gonna tell all my people to go to your stuff and tell you to go kill yourself, that's not just abuse of power, that's just fucked up.
Yeah, well, to be fair to Minty, I'm gonna say this, otherwise he's gonna say it, and I'm never gonna hear the end of it. Basically, this whole thing first started as well was when I went to his channel, and this is brilliant, by the way. I went to his channel and we did a live stream, and I was doing a live stream with my fans. It was supposed to be like an all-day live stream, and we decided, someone put in the chat, let's raid someone, and we just listened to Corpulent's fic about Minty. So I was like, fuck it, let's go spam on Minty. So we spammed the script to Corpulent's fucking clock fic in the description, and he claims that like I raided his video completely with dislikes and shit. I told my fans specifically to keep it on one thread and not to dislike the video at all, and they didn't until Minty started bitching about it on Twitter. But I thought I'd say that, otherwise he's gonna play it. And also, he even agreed. He said I could do it, and I have the screenshot to prove it. He said, of course. And then later on, apparently, he retracted it because it wasn't what he expected, or it was in poor taste, he said. But you can't retract something like that after...
You can when you're in French Canada.
Yeah.
Well, if you got permission, then you're golden as far as I'm concerned. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't matter if you didn't like the video or not. You gave permission to make it. If I gave someone permission to make something on me, I can't retract that. I could ask them to take it down, but if they don't take it down, it's my fault.
My only critique about the video you guys put up about that, if you had all these screenshots, you should have, like, you know, made it more like, you know, like you were doing a news bit, you know.
Oh yeah, we were just gonna use complete and utter facts, and we're saving all these screenshots. I think I have something stupid like 30 of them now of just him being a prick.
The very first thing you're gonna do is that when you make that remark about the remake, is that we had permission. You want that right there. Right at the start. Yeah, no, don't put that on, tack that on at the end. People
in fact, I actually had a video before me and Minty hated each other when he asked me to take it down, and we was totally cool back then. So I mentioned in the video that he gave us permission to try and get his fans to back the fuck up. And he claims that was an attack on him. But if you look at the video, never once did I attack him. I attacked his fans, and I even apologized to him about 3 times in a row, and he said I never apologized to him either. Like, this is the thing. He manipulates shit. That's just who he is.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
He is such a fucking cinnamon roll that if I were to like fucking, it's like, hey guys, go to Minty Root on Twitter and put hashtag Minty Fresh, he would get so fucking triggered off of it.
Oh yeah.
Or like fucking, you know what? I bet he would get triggered if I just did.
Should we all do that right now?
No, I guarantee you, if I also tried this,
I'll do it right now.
If I tried tweeting at him hashtag baguette, then he would really flip or some shit.
Oh yeah. If the cunt unblocked me, I'd happily do it, but he refuses to unblock me.
Oh, indeed. When the going gets tough, Minty gets blocking.
I could just draw a picture of a baguette and just send it to him.
Could you put that his hair color scheme from his OC on the baguette?
Oh no.
Yes. Oh please.
I wonder if I still have here.
Actually, you know what? Just take this image of a baguette and then just fucking put the hair on it.
Yeah, let me send you something, Egg. What do you think of that? Does that do it for you?
Oh my god, that fucking does it.
I sent him the
I'm saving that.
Oh god, I got that on Equestria Daily, and he wouldn't complain until he took it down. He's like, I'm being bullied.
That's exactly what he did to us
his
as well.
poor fifis.
I'm so offended. Oh my god.
That might just be the thumbnail.
He did exactly the same to us. He went on and started talking about how we're harassing him and bullying him. In fact, if I could get onto another Twitter, I'll read them out.
Dude, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I can do it for you if you want.
He's best friends with this dude named Standing Leaf, and I remember I did a panel at BronyCon where I brought up the whole situation and I poked fun at him, and his buddy or whatever, he's like, oh, I'm like, Anthony, what was it? Standing Leaf was like the member of like Bronies for Good or some shit, and he's like, this is unacceptable behavior from Toon Critic. He is bullying Minty Root. I'm just like, what? It's a stand-up comedy after dark panel.
Yeah, you could tell he was one of the. You could tell he was one of those Tumblr ponies like Pinkie Posh.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where now, like, fucking Minty's friends or whatever try to get me, like, to not go to, like, cons and shit. Like, I was announced as a guest for an upcoming con, and Minty's friends are just like, hey, this is for your Twitter. You should read what Toon did to Minty. That you should think twice before announcing him as a guest, because Toon did this to Minty.
Someone needs to make that freaking Lord of the Rings meme with the old guy and send it to fucking Horse News. You have no power here.
Back on the Standing Leaf thing, it's actually pretty funny because I was trying to defend Toon and whatnot. Ironically, he's all against bullying and whatnot. Well, he's trying to bully his opinion into my head. Oh my god!
It's okay as long as it doesn't hit Minty.
Wasn't he on that panel with Crazy Pony Man or some shit?
That was Standing Leaf.
Yeah, really.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, I found one from one of Minty's YouTuber friends. I don't know if he does YouTube. I think he's just a big Twitter brony or a big Tumblr brony or something. But he had quite a few followers, and it's funny because over the internet you feel like a man. In reality, put me in a room with you, and I'll break your fucking neck.
Wait, what's the guy's name?
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls?
BERGRZZZ.
Like the dude?
You said Zed, I'm triggered.
Maybe it's just me, but some people just need to learn to take a joke. I mean, some jokes are stupid, some jokes go too far, but you know, like, you fucking apologized for it, didn't you? And now he's still, going after you? Like...
Yeah, he posted on Twitter, oh, you should have apologized, so I sent him the clip of where I apologized, and then he said, oh, you should have apologized for your fans harassing me. So I sent him the extended clip, which in the next bit showed me apologizing for my fans harassing him. So he actually has no argument against me because I've already apologized for everything. Took the video down. What the fuck are you still bitching on Twitter about to your fans?
Exactly. Like, people hold grudges and shit. Like, come on. The 2017 is, like, coming up in a few days. Like, fucking get over it or some shit.
On this, I tried to keep it a secret, but fuck it. They forced me to go on a podcast on Christmas Eve that was aimed at us. I never forced you to go on a fucking podcast. I said, do you want to come on and defend yourself because I'm about to say a lot of shit about you, and if I don't offer him the spot, then he's gonna go, oh my god, well, they're saying all these claims and I have no defense. So I offered him a bit of defense and he declined it because apparently his first language isn't English, which is utter horse shit because every single Twitter post he makes is in English.
His English is pretty shit, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty garbage.
You can't speak it worth shit, my god.
Yes.
Can't animate worth shit either.
And then he blamed
You are lucky he didn't come on. His accent and his connection, oh, the absolute worst.
I have never heard his accent in my life.
I've been doing it for you.
You don't wanna.
So he's not actually French? Like French? Just completely
French.
French.
Very French. He's very French.
I knew he was from French Canada. That's why. Oh, Minty. The thing is I never actually wanted beef with Minty. I respected him before as, I guess you could say, a content creator.
We all learn.
Yeah, see,
we all learned.
I never actually knew that he was such a prick. I thought he was, like, kind of under the scenes the same way he is outside, like, open to the public. But clearly not, because behind the scenes he was an utter cunt. People were just so manipulated that nobody wanted to speak out. Everybody was too afraid and intimidated at the repercussions to speak out against him.
I don't think it was that, sir. A lot of people don't listen. I've been putting the bad mouth on fucking Minty forever.
Literally, you don't even understand. I was going back and forth with someone who just kept repeating the same shit. It was going in a cycle, like, every 3 fucking claims. Oh, well, you're an anti-Brony and you hate me because I watch My Little Pony. I'd bring up a reason why I don't. Oh, well, but you still hate me for watching My Little Pony. I'd bring up a reason I don't. Oh, but you still hate me. And it would just go on like this for about a day until he blocked me. And that is a typical argument with a Minty Root supporter.
It sounds like a John Enner fan.
Fucking hell.
We already talked about that.
Yeah, we already talked about that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I explained it was a year ago. Toon apologized, and some people just don't let shit
still
go.
bring it up in his comments. Like I just clicked the Minty.
Well, scrambled eggs. You have to
French.
understand that French people don't let shit go. It's why they cling to Napoleon and still think they're badasses.
Minty Fresh.
Oh my god.
Once upon a time ago, we had demands that England called the enemy of humanity. Ergo, we all badasses. No.
Coming from an English guy, listening to an American say that is actually music to my ears. You don't even know.
Oh, sir, I have a small, minute 5%, maybe 1% lineage to France. I fucking can't stand that place. He's like, I am very proud of being the French Canadian.
Apparently,
Every time I
Americans
talk,
and
it's like
Canadians.
kissing in one of your fine American sandwiches.
Apparently, Americans and Canadians really don't get along. Is that true?
I don't know that many cool Canadians. I know
a lot of us Americans make jokes that we're gonna annex Canada one day. I mean, I don't know.
I'll have you know, sir. Four fat hillbillies, corpulent size with AR-15s could go into Canada and take it over. They could.
Well, you should have seen Canada on Black Friday. Like the employees actually clap for you, and everybody just walks inside peacefully instead of running people over. Like,
I know. I saw that video.
I'm like, what? Like, I think like one person dies every year on Black Friday in America.
Here, let me put it this way. Toon, you remember the Lily's video about Americans or you talking from a place of privilege? I did some more looking on that. I did some stat checks, which I've mulled back and forth in my head whether I want to do a hit video for How Not to Brony on that. In Canada, there are, I think it's like 500 to 600 deaths in 2015 for the whole year, or murders for the whole year in Canada. In Chicago in 2016, as reported as of November, 750. That's with 225 square miles. That's 3 dead bodies per mile. In Canada, in Canada, that's 1 dead body for every 200,000 miles.
I heard that Chicago is just a big shithole. That's why it's called like
It is.
But
or something.
my point was, Lily Pete from Canada was accusing Toon of speaking from a place of safety and privilege. I'm like,
bitch, please, Donald Trump doesn't want to come here. Are you kidding me? Let's fuck you up.
Jesus Christ. You could have just as easily have changed that movie from Escape in New York to Escape in Chicago. Are you kidding me?
Chicago, it may seem all cool and shit, but if it's nighttime and we'll
So basically, I can't talk shit about any other country or city saying it's bad because I'm from London. I'm not in London at the moment.
Sure you can. You can talk shit about France. You're English. It's your
I can talk shit about France because who gives a fuck about France? But I mean,
I like to talk shit on France and Germany because of their constant terrorist attacks. But
Jesus Christ.
I normally make fun of France. I just like bringing up the fact they didn't even last 2 weeks in
I'm
World War II.
Let's just, there's like a terrorist attack every single week in Germany. I'm not fucking kidding.
I know. I don't know why they're attacking Germany. I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, we were just talking about Germany. Here's a German brony. This is Tricky Fox.
Hang on. There is such thing as a German brony.
There's 2 of us.
A lot of German furries. Have you ever seen that map before?
Berlin brony, ANY pony, Tricky Fox. I'm sure there's more shit.
Well, of course, only I am not furry, but since
if you ever saw Tricky on camera, he looks like one of the Die Hard villains.
See, I wasn't going to say that,
geez.
but now that you mention it.
Tricky, turn on your camera.
Well, see, here's the thing. I could shit talk Germany to Tricky, and he wouldn't be all like passive aggressive and sending his fans after me. Like, really?
So I am a die-hard villain. Okay.
He's fucking Hans Gruber.
Actually, 3 fedoras stacked on top of each other.
Oh Jesus!
Plus a sword.
Why are you?
Oh Jesus!
You want it?
Ladies and gentlemen, this man is Minty Root's fan.
Okay, you know what? I'm curious. I'm curious, sir. Why are you a Minty Root fan? Can you give us at least 3 reasons why?
Oh boy.
His face.
Nope. He's like, it is the amazing whiting, no?
No.
You like the part where Derpy is the savior of pony kind? Did that do it for you?
Is that a fucking think he's Destiny thing that like Minty threatened to commit suicide about or something?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know. I hear ropes in France aren't very good.
Apparently, people kept disliking it or something, and he went on Twitter and started saying that he was going to kill himself because people didn't like it, and people were blaming him for not liking it.
Oh my
And
fucking god.
Yeah, I know, but I take it like I heard from what you just said that Minty always used to go on this podcast or something and just shit talk about how people hate him and everything.
It mentioned it in the room. There's actually a podcast that they switched the name from Pony Fuckcast to Pony Tonight. Now the channel's name is called Shelly D. That should be the channel that interests you, sir.
Shelly D.
Shelly D. Yes, sir.
I know that person. I don't know him personally, obviously. Is that the one that made the video on why Brony's close?
Yes, sir.
Oh god.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who Shelly D is.
Yes, we know. You are wearing 3 hats.
Okay, so basically, the person that I brought with me today, because Kick is an arsehole when he couldn't be here, the person that I brought with me today is, like, I think a close friend of Pimation's or something.
Oh, fuck.
So,
I am.
Alright, that's enough with the hats. Get him off.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Throw him over there.
Are you having Minty Root on today?
Oh
Or
my
not-
god, that would be brilliant, but he
No,
refuses
not
to come on
Minty
Skype.
Root.
Okay, I tried to get him on, but then, like, he immediately started attacking... what was the abbreviation again? I don't care.
Just say
you
the
know what I
allies.
mean.
Hold it.
The allies. He
Hold it.
immediately started...
Yeah.
You had a brony animator leave a disparaging remark. Bitch, I had Shoe on Head and Chris Raygun leave remarks. Get on my level. People from the
Oh my god.
Same video too. And I didn't take mine the fuck down. Minty's
What?
butthurt friends I would have read them off at the nerdiest voice I would have had. I would have fucking stood my ground.
Yeah, I'm hoping Kit gets back from fucking joining the military or whatever he's doing. He's legit doing that right now as well. I hope he gets back soon because otherwise I'm gonna have to cancel the podcast.
We have a military brony here named Solar Flare who's a Marine. He sounded like him. I was like, huh.
Because tomorrow
he's
I'm
gonna be the
to,
first military anti-brony, I think.
Tomorrow I'm going to a Halo Reach LAN party, so it's gonna last a while.
Really?
It's gonna be wonderful. Yeah,
I'm just gonna say right now.
Yeah, 4
I'm going
TVs, 4
BronyCon.
consoles. Fuck it. Oh yeah, I'm going too. I gotta go because we're gonna do an Elements of Cringe panel where all 6 of the voice actors are gonna come on there. So
I'm actually
I have to go.
I'm
pretty
going
much
to
have to go.
BronyCon in not next BronyCon, but either 2018 or 2019 because then I could drink kind of. I'll be legally able to drink in 2018, but then it's August and I'm in September, so I want to go BronyCon in either 2018 or 2019. So I don't know if anyone's coming, but that's going to cause a lot of problems, I could tell.
What to do is just act like you're not there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So are we all done here?
Shits on Minty Root for the first 5 minutes.